Hi, this is Chris McClune with Fire Apparatus and Emergency Equipment Magazine. I am here at Pierce Manufacturing in Appleton, Wisconsin. I'm standing with Chief Wade Simmons of the Pooler, Georgia Fire Department. They are taking delivery soon of their new tiller truck. It's built on an Enforcer chassis. And Chief, why don't you tell me a little bit about the rig that we're standing next to?
Sure. It's as you said, it's built on the Enforcer chassis. It's actually the third one. Jacksonville, Florida got the first two. We actually used a lot of their design, incorporated that, and adjusted a little bit for what we need versus that. The Enforcer was a great overall chassis. They made some excellent improvements in it as far as visibility with single seat, the single windshield, a little wider cab gives a little more seating capacity and a little more room in the driver and the officers. We have an Aero XT platform, and that was one of the complaints they have is they don't have a lot of room in the front, and part of that's with the emissions. It's made the engine cowling so big. So when they redesigned the Enforcer chassis, they were able to cut a little bit of room out of that, design it to make it work. So that turned out to be really functional as far as the driver and the officer seat.
How many crew can sit in the truck total?
We can ride a total of 7. It is going to be routinely staffed with a crew 4.
Okay. Any unique features about the rig?
Actually, there's a lot. It is, and part of the reason we bought the tiller was it's designed as an aerial and a rescue company. It's the only staffed company we have, so they have to handle both of it for us. So we've got quite a bit of compartment space on it. It's going to have basically one side rescue equipment, one side firefighting equipment. Because of that, we've got almost 300 feet of ground ladders on it, and kept all of that under 60 feet total length.
Great. Good to go. So, Chief, you mentioned that this is the first tiller that your department has purchased, and one of the things that is critical when you have a tillerman like this is visibility behind the truck. Can you talk a little bit about some of the things that you did in your design to increase that visibility for the tillerman?
Sure. Being our first truck, one of the biggest things we want to do is make sure we had great lines of sight for the tillerman. They're going to be new at it, so as much visibility as we can possibly provide for them. So as we were doing it, we need a lot of compartment space. But we left the last compartment, we kept it low. We kept no compartments here on the side, so they have a clean line of sight to the rear axle. We've added a second set of mirrors on the back of that, so they have good visibility there. Some things you can't see there in the tiller cab. We mounted cameras, and this is something we got from Seattle Fire Department. I was able to ask questions from a bunch of people. One of the things they wanted and what that they saw on their trucks was the cameras. So we mounted these as far back, and what this does, when the turn signals come on, in the tillerman's cab, if the left turn signal comes on, the left camera shows up. He's got a screen to the left side. It gives him full visibility to the side, so he sees everything that he has going down this side. We've added some warning lights on top. So on this left side, there's a blue LED, which is kind of odd for fire apparatus, but it lets him know where the center of his axle is. So if they're in tight quarters, he knows where that is. Between the camera and the mirrors, he should be able to get the truck in where it is. And we added as many features, probably more than most departments have that have multiple tillers or are comfortable driving it. We added a little bit extra, trying to make it a little easier for the driver, make it a little safer in total operation.
Well, one of the things you said was unique about the truck is its ground ladder complement. Could you comment on that a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. Being as our only staff ladder truck, we wanted to get as many ground ladders as we possibly could on it. With what we had on it, we're about 294 feet, and then we have a little giant that takes us to about 306, 307 square feet total, which is more than twice, almost 3 times what the NFPA minimum is for aerial ladders. The big thing we did, we have 4 extension ladders on it. We have a 40-foot 2-section ladder that we took the poles off of. With only a 4-person crew, we've trained. They do a 35-foot ladder with a 1-man raise. The 40-footer will be able to do that, hopefully with 2 people. We have a lot of 3- and 4-story apartment buildings. Normally we only have access to the front, maybe 1 or 2 of the sides, very limited to the rear. So getting to the 3rd and 4th floor balconies is a big deal. So we also have 2 35-foot ladders on this, and we have a 28-foot that should cover pretty much the entire rear of the complex that we can get if we have a single building with just this one truck company until we can get a mutual aid unit to us.
What makes having that type of ladder complement unique for your department? Why is that unique with this truck?
Well, it's used, the tower that we're replacing this with has about 180 feet of ground ladders on it, so it's almost double what we've had.
Okay.
It gives us a wide variety. It allows them, when they arrive on the scene, whatever they need, they have a variety of ladders that they can put in place and make the rescue as quick as possible and then provide the best protection for our people.
All right, Chief, you mentioned how in your case you weren't looking for a tiller because of any specific accessibility challenges in your first due, but more because of the compartmentation that was allowed by going with the tiller. Could you comment on that a little bit?
Sure, yeah. Because it's the only truck that we have in place, what we've done is combine what's an aerial ladder and a heavy rescue in most departments. One side of the truck's more fire, the other side is mostly the rescue. As you can see in the compartment behind us, we've got airbag storage. We run quite a bit of interstate with tractor and trailers and incidents involved in that, so we have a need for airbags on those that you don't normally find. We also have a TNT rescue system on the truck. It's an electrical power unit. We have a gas backup on it, and we actually have a third set that's going to be battery operated on the truck. So we've got quite a bit of rescue tools that are on the vehicle, in addition to the standard firefighting tools and other things that you would find on an aerial ladder.
Well, this is actually the 5th Pierce Enforcer that the department has taken delivery of in the past 30 days. But Chief Simmons mentioned that there is a somewhat special feature to this truck that he wanted to mention in particular.
Yeah, it's the first time we've ever done it, but what we allowed was each one of the companies to develop a company logo. We've never done that in the past. Trying to get a little bit of company pride, some unit pride in the stations. So each one of them are allowed to come up with their own company logo. We have those on the truck, so even if you see them, the difference you will see in them is everybody has their own individual company logo that they were able to create.
Well, Chief, thanks a lot for taking a few minutes out of your time. I know you're in the middle of doing your final inspection on the truck, so again, I do appreciate you taking some time. But do you have any general comments you wanted to mention about the truck as we close?
Basically, it's the Enforcer chassis was the best all-around product we could find for it. It really fits the bill as far as kind of middle of the road. It allows us to buy 5 trucks and stay within an acceptable budget on that. We have been very fortunate with both our dealer at 10-8 and Pierce to have a great group of people to work with, and we were able to design the apparatus that best fits our need, and has been really exciting to work with. I know we're really looking forward to taking delivery of the first tiller and getting it in service and start training on it. But overall, it's been an excellent process. Great.
Well, thanks again. Again, this has been Chris McClune with Fire Apparatus and Emergency Equipment here at the Pierce Manufacturing Headquarters in Appleton, Wisconsin. Thanks again, Chief.
Thank you.